We are live now, Mary. We are live now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our public council meeting here, June 14th, 2022. Welcome, everybody. I see we have some people still away, but we have enough. We have 5 members of council here, and we have either a senior staffer here or somebody is standing in on their behalf. So nothing outside the kit. I'm going to call for a motion from from Councillor Lane and Councillor Locke. All in favor of the agenda today? Aye. And those opposed? Thank you. That is carried. We should review the minutes, but I'll do the lands acknowledgement first. We begin today's public council meeting by respectfully acknowledging the province of Newfoundland and Labrador as the ancestral homelands of many diverse populations of Indigenous peoples, including the Biotech, who have contributed to 9,000 years of history on the island of Newfoundland. Today, this province is home to diverse populations of Indigenous and other people. We acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit. We honor this beautiful land together as we strive for collective healing and true reconciliation. For your consideration, council, you see before you May 31st, 22 public council meetings. Great job as always, Ms. Mullins, putting it together, as well as city clerk. Council, is there any errors or omissions?
Your worship.
Yes, please.
22-05-288.
Errors?
It's an error, yes.
Okay.
It's called Bob Starks. It should say Charles Starks.
All right. Mr. Charles Starks celebrated his 100th birthday.
And we nominated him for, we were going to nominate him for a Quilt of Valor, but since then we found out that he already had a Quilt of Valor.
So just a matter of updating with the deletion of Robert and adding Charles.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll call the question now on the motion, but first we need to make it. Moved by Councillor Antle and seconded by Councillor Rice. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried with that correction noted. Thank you very much. Business arising, council, please again quote the item number in the from the minutes for the action report.
Same thing, Your Worship, the same number, 288. Just for business arising, we did contact Mr. Starks and he already had one of those Quilts of Valor, so we can take that away.
Thank you. Ready to move on, council? Don't hear any voices or hands up, so we'll move on to the first committee report tonight, being delivered by Councillor Locke. No, I thought you were going first tonight.
I mean, I can deliver it if you like, Your Worship.
But it's the Planning, Engineering, Development report. So I'm going to turn to Councillor Rice.
Thank you, Your Worship. So number one, we have our 2022 CCTV video inspection services standing offer. That one is TP-22-014 and contract recommendation. So the background on this one, the committee was advised that the tender for 2022 CCTV video inspection services closed on April 19th, 2022. And we had one bid received for this. The qualified bidder was Afonso Group Limited, with a bid amount of $306,371.50. So recommendation from Planning, Engineering, Development Committee recommends that the contract for 2022 CCTV video inspection services and standing offer be awarded to Afonso Group Limited for the bid amount of $306,371.50, HST included, and I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Rice, seconded by Councillor Lane. Any discussion on the recommendation? I'd like to ask a question, and my main question I'd like to ask the director, how can we only get one bidder for items like this, typically?
Your worship, when it comes to work of this sort, there is a limited amount of vendors that have the equipment that's able to perform this service.
Mhm.
So it's not unusual to have, in this case here, only one.
All right, I'll call the question. All in favor? And those opposed? And motion carried. Thank you very much. Back to you, Councillor.
Thank you, Your Worship. Number 2, golf shots parking relief. This is for 181 to 183 Commonwealth Avenue. So the background on this one, the city is in receipt of a development application by Trevor Hefferman on behalf of Golf Shots to expand the floor area for the business to accommodate an additional golf simulator and customer seating. The subject parcel is located at 181 to 183 Commonwealth Avenue. Other occupants in the building include Landwash Brewery and Saucy Mouth Food Truck. So recommendation from Planning Engineering Development Committee recommends approval for Golf Shots property parking relief, and I so move.
It is again moved by Councillor Rice, seconded by Councillor Lane. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Okay, so number 3, Your Worship, is the Glacier Arena Summit Center Library and Reed parking lot light upgrade. So removal of existing lighting, upgrade of parking lot and building lighting. The background, this one, lighting installed in the Glacier Arena, Summit Center Library and Reed Center parking lots require upgrading. The received quote from Newfoundland Power to complete the scope of work, including a restoration cost of $6,900, HST included, and a total monthly cost of $1,455.47, including HST for rental of the poles, LED lights and underground feeds also. In addition to these, Newfoundland Power supplies lights. The city will remove the existing light poles and concrete bases located within the parking lots and the wall mount brackets for reuse. So recommendation from Planning Engineering Development Committee recommends approval to proceed with Newfoundland Power in the amount of $6,900, HST included, for the supply and installation of the lights, as well as the monthly fee of $1,455.47, HST included. The committee also recommends that council approve the budget of $110,360, HST included, for removal of the existing lighting poles and concrete bases and wall mount brackets for reuse. And I so move.
Again, moved by Councillor Rice, seconded by Councillor Lane, and Councillor Antle has a question.
Just a quick question. When do we expect that work to be finished? And how long does it take to have it done?
Councillor Antle, I expect this work will likely be underway sometime later this summer with completion through this fall. But we'll confirm that with Newfoundland Power and get back to make sure.
So will there be a time that the parking lot will be dark?
The parking lot right now does have lights on it that are pursuant to what's remaining there. And we also have the opportunity to put up temporary lights if we needed to deal with that.
Well, you don't have, I mean, if there's going to be a gap between the time we take our lights down and the time we put the new lights up.
We wouldn't take down lights unless we had the new Newfoundland Power lights in place.
All right, thank you.
Worship.
Yeah, Councillor Locke, yeah, please.
No, valid point. And that was, I was had a similar question. If it spills into the fall where daylight hours are shorter, but to Councillor Antle's point, I'm sure we'd have a contingency in place for temporary lighting should any delays occur here. But that's the same kind of question I had, Councillor Antle.
But having said that, the time of the year the work is being done is not the peak time of use of the parking lots. Typically, the lower parking lot down by the main entrance to the glacier would be very active, and the upper part is typically not active until the winter months when hockey and the like all ramps up. Further thoughts, questions before I call the motion, which is really two motions. One is to get on with the Newfoundland Power piece. The other is to deactivate the existing lights. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Your Worship. So number 4 is the 2022 gas tax application. Request for approval to proceed with the application, a multi-street asphalt renewal. So the background on this one has been determined through the city's asset management plan that the following locations be included in the 2022 gas tax application for multi-streets asphalt renewal. So the 2022 proposal projects include Mount Carson Avenue, Commonwealth Avenue, Richard Nolan Drive, Montessor Drive, Worrell Crescent, Talon Place, and Benson Place. So recommendation from Planning, Engineering, and Development Committee recommends approval to apply for the 2022 gas tax funding for multiple streets, asphalt renewal for the following 7 locations, and I so move.
It is again moved by Councillor Rice and seconded by Councillor Lane that we make application through the gas tax process. Any questions? This is the funding piece at this point. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, so number 5 on our list is from planning, pedestrian walkway underpass remediation, request for approval to proceed, removal and placement of lighting to and protective fixtures. So the background on this one is the committee was advised that that to complete the scope of work on Old Placentia Road pedestrian underpass, the lights and associated cages on the underpass must be removed. The city will engage Pro Circuit Electrical, the city's electrical contractor, to complete the work to remove, for the total to remove and replacement of these lights was quoted by Pro Circuit Electrical, total cost of $3,302.18, HST included. So Planning, Engineering, Development Committee recommends approval to proceed with Pro Circuit Electrical for the removal and replacement of lights and light fixtures in the Old Placentia pedestrian underpass in the amount of $3,302.18, HST included, and I so move.
Moved by Councillor Rice, thank you, and seconded by Councillor Lane. Any further discussion?
Your worship,
Councillor Locke.
not specific to the motion before us here, but just in terms of timeframes, are we on pace to complete this, the anticipated time? I'm just curious now about traffic, interruptions or what have you. So can we get a reminder again on the timelines for this particular project?
Director Antle, please.
Okay, Your Worship, Councillor Locke, this project entails the pedestrian underpass repair structurally. We'll be starting that work, the contract will be starting that work most likely through the end of June, through July and through August. We would expect to have the work of the electrical work done either coincidentally or right after this work, but that work won't impact the traffic that's going to be disrupted above. But we will be anticipating a schedule through July and August primarily for traffic disruption on Old Placentia Road while this work is underway. Not
Thank you.
directly associated with the lighting, but more directly associated with the structural upgrading of the underpass.
Great, thank you. I was more concerned about the back to school traffic,
Yes,
and hopefully we'll have this all completed. So we're not backlogging our school traffics in the morning. Okay, thank
That's
you,
correct.
Director.
All good? I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
And those contra? Motion carried. Thank you.
Okay, so number 6 are surface course asphalt for Smallwood Drive, Old Placentia Road to Commonwealth Avenue, RPF -22-020. This contract recommendation, background is when the committee was advised that the request for proposal, RPF for surface course asphalt, Smallwood Drive, Old Placentia Road to Commonwealth Avenue, closed on May the 19th, 2022. The city received a total of 4 responses for the RFP. So recommendation from Planning, Engineering and Development Committee is recommending that the contract for RFP -22-020 surface course asphalt Smallwood Drive to Old Placentia Road to Commonwealth Avenue be awarded to Modern Paving Limited in the amount of $883,320.75, HST included, and I so move.
It is moved again by, jeepers, you guys are really busy today. Councillor Rice and the second by Councillor Lane. Councillor Antle, please.
Yeah, Mark's getting rid of all our money pretty quick. I know that. Just a quick question. I know we're paving and we're doing work on Park Avenue right now. Will Park Avenue and Small Drive be running the same time, or is there going to be a break? Or, I know it's all modern paving. They're going to be quite busy.
You only got a 3-month season. Director Antle?
primarily, Councillor Antle, the work on Park Avenue will be done beforehand.
Perfect.
And then we'll be proceeding with Smallwood Drive extension afterwards. I would make a note, Council, that this work here is funded through the gas tax program.
Thank you. Further thoughts, questions, discussion? I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Carried.
Okay, so number 7, locksmithing services, TP-22-025. Contract recommendation. Background this one. The committee was advised that the tender for locksmithing services, TP-22-025, closed on May the 20th, 2022, and we had 1 bid was received for this tender. The lowest qualified bid, Armor Lock and Safe Limited, for the amount of $46,934.37, HST included. This amount is budgeted for and falls within the operational budgeted amounts for the various facilities. So recommendation from the Planning Engineering Development Committee recommends that the contract for blacksmith servicing TB-22-025 be awarded to the lowest qualified bidder, Armor Lock and Safe, for the bid amount of $46,934.37, HST included, for the periods of July 1st, 2022 to June the 30th, 2025, with the right to extend the contract by increments of 1 year period for the period up to and not more than 2 years. And I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Rice, seconded by Councillor Lane. Thoughts, questions? Another case of a bid, one bid coming in. Who had this contract before? That's my first question.
If I'm not mistaken, I had to confirm, Your Worship. I believe it was the same company.
Same company, eh? Yeah, yeah. But it's within the budget and the estimates that were prepared beforehand?
It's within our budget for this year. Yes.
Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion carried. Thank you.
Okay, so number 8, our building and occupancy permit listing from May 30th to June the 10th, 2022. So the committee recommends that the building permits issued for the period of May the 30th to June the 10th, 2022, showing in the total construction value of $663,850 be approved. And further to that occupancy permit, the list be accepted as presented. You can see those in your kit right there. The commercial, first is the residential. Totaling, get down here,
284.
get it right down to my fingers here. $284,350. And also the one for the commercial development. Once I scroll down. Come on.
All in favor?
Hold on. It's moving away from.
You lost the page.
Yeah, I got her. Total was $379,500.
Yeah.
And so I so move.
Councillor Rice has moved the commercial and residential building permits as well as the occupancy permits up to June 10th, 2022. Seconded by Councillor Lane. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, so number 10, development permit list. So you see our spring and I guess summer season is up on us, as well as our, I guess, our residential commercial developments for permits. The committee recommends that the following development permits be approved as presented for the period of May the 30th to June 10th. You see the various ones there in your kit.
Moved by Councillor Rice, seconded by Councillor Lane. Councillor, is the new Donna's Daycare, is that a brand new daycare for the city?
Sure.
Your Worship, I'll have to check and confirm. I believe it's new.
We're at site work, yeah, typically 1010 Topsail Road.
Yeah.
Good. All in favor? Those opposed? And motion carried.
Okay, so number 11, I have the status reports for information purposes. Facility maintenance report, Summit Center pools closed from May the 30th to June the 20th for pool cleaning and maintenance. Capital project update, quite a busy season coming up for capital work projects. 2022 construction season has commenced with various projects starting throughout the city and the upcoming weeks. Also, we have an update on our line painting. All double lines and white lines are completed. Topsail Road is completed. Crosswalks on Park Avenue is ongoing. And they're going to move after that onto Commonwealth Avenue next for information purposes only. And that's it for me, Your Worship.
Well, thank you very much. You guys have been busy. Director Antle goes away on holidays and we get the biggest report I think we've had all year. Over to you there, Councillor Locke, for the Corporate Services and Public Works Committee report.
Thank you, Mayor. It is nice to see the lines coming on. You really notice them when you're out of town and come back in. So it's great to see that the weather is cooperating. I'll take the report here tonight, Your Worship. And the first for us are the invoices for approval. And you can see here that we have 7 listed for a total of $1,378,811.12. And just to highlight a couple there, number 2 is our water consumption for April of 2022 at $227,000. So Again, just to remind folks that our water it comes at a cost, and we encourage our residents to and our businesses to conserve water when possible. Also, you can see we have the St. John's Transportation Commission, the Metro Bus at number 6 at $102,844. That again is for April transit costs. But the two there, number 1 and number 3, you can see from the City of St. John's, the adjustment for operating and capital expenditures for number 1 at $170,000. And the share of our operating deficit and adjustment for capital expenditures for number 3 at $1,019,318. We anticipated, I guess, $755,000. I think, Director, is what comes to mind. So this was an unexpected expenditure of over $350,000. Again, we have to basically adjust once the City of St. John's clears up its books. Then it lets us know of any adjustments or shortfalls that are necessary. So again, the $1,019,000 and the $170,000 are a little more than we expected. But again, it's stuff we do have to pay for, and it does apply to our regional services. And I know that Councillor Antle continuously reminds us about the amount we pay for our regional services, and we certainly pay our fair share for the services that we do receive. So again, the amount is $1,378,811.12. And I move that the amount be accepted as presented.
It is moved by Councillor Locke, seconded by Councillor Antle. Question from Councillor Rice first.
Yes, Councillor Locke, just in question number 5, Newfoundland HVAC Limited, supply and installation of the heat pump system. What location would that be for? Are we talking our pool? The Director Antle can answer that, or?
I'll defer to Director Antle. At the City Hall.
Okay.
I'm just, Director Pittman is just checking the invoice to confirm which facility that was for.
Just wondering, the question would be, is that a new install or a replacement?
I believe it's a new install for the track and field.
I'm going to move to Councillor Antle, come back to that question. Councillor Antle.
Just a quick note, and thank you, Councillor Locke. As you talked about it, like the expenses for this month for 1.3, almost $1.4 million. And just for the benefit of residents who may be watching, and that 1.3 is our share of city services that we pay for the City of St. John's. So we do pay our fair share, between Metro Bus, Robin Hood Bay and the fire department. We are paying our share, and we pay it continually. So, we're not no drag on the city. We pay our way. And it's very important that we keep on bringing that up every month. Thank you.
Back to the heat pump. And we can have it by the end of the meeting.
I'll confirm with your worship, just make sure.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
And those opposed? And that motion is carried.
The second item up for us, your worship, is the payment register. And this is for information for council and our residents that the payment register for May 25th to June 6th totals $484,193.75. And they're listed there. Should anyone have any questions, we're certainly happy to answer any questions that may be had.
Haven't heard. Carry on.
Okay. The third item for us has to do with the supply of heavy equipment. We're recommending that the contract for the supply be awarded as follows to the lowest qualified bidders for 3 types of equipment. 3 loaders, reefer repair services, for $1,201,789.84. That includes HST. 2 blowers from Vol Incorporated for $412,091, again, including HST. And for 1 backhoe provided by Harvey and Company Limited for $227,617.20, again, including HST. So the total amount is $1,841,498.04, HST included. And this, of course, is within our fleet plan budget, and I so move.
It is moved by, moved by Councillor Locke, seconded by Councillor Antle. This is really 3 motions, folks. This is the purchase of 3 types of equipment from 3 vendors according to 3 tender processes. Is that correct, Director Antle? Yeah. Any questions? I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Your Worship. The next is a contract for the supply of two municipal tractors. As per specifications to be awarded to the lowest qualified bidder. In this case, it's Saunders Equipment Limited. And the amount is $396,499.30, including HST. And again, this is within the fleet plan budget, and I so move.
Again, moved by Councillor Locke, second by Councillor Antle. Questions? I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried.
Okay, number 5 for us is our tax deferrals for our low-income earners. Our committee is recommending approval of the following tax deferrals. And again, this is within council's policy for low-income earners. You see, we have the accounts there for 3, and the amounts presented are $700.71, $1,945.40, and $1,301.66. And I move that we accept these amounts as presented.
Moved by Councillor Locke, seconded by Councillor Antle. Of course, this is within our existing policy, so I'm just going to go right to the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And carried.
Thank you, Mayor. The 6th item for us is deals with the commemorative bench and tree program. And in particular, with respect to the pricing here, this program that the city offers is certainly having quite a large uptake over the last number of years. But at our committee, we discussed the cost of this. So we're recommending approving the cost of the commemorative bench and tree program's metal bench and plaque to increase from $2,475 to $3,017.50. And the reason for this, this would cover the cost to the city for the purchase of the metal bench, for the plaque, for the cement, and the city to contribute to the labor equipment for installation, as well as 10 years of maintenance. And this is according to the guidelines of our program. The new fee will commence with applications going forward. Any applications received before now will be charged the former price of $2,475. And Mayor, the reason for this is this program here, the cost of the metal benches went up. So basically, we are passing on the additional costs for this particular type of bench. Just a note that the wooden benches did not increase in price. This is just pertaining to our metal benches. So again, we're looking at this slight increase here, and that again has to do with the cost of the benches from the supplier. And I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Locke, seconded by Councillor Antle, and I think this would have been listed in our schedule of fees and rates at budget time. So therefore, the motion is appropriate at this juncture. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And carried.
And the last for us, Your Worship, are the Public Works status update. We'll focus on 4 areas of Public Works. The first is with our fleet. Maintenance is ongoing, as are the repairs, as well as motor vehicle inspections. In terms of our roads, this is our last week of bulk garbage for 2022, May 30th, excuse me, to June 3rd. Certainly, we still have the requests. Our residents can call in to request a service. The final stages of the renovations at City Hall and the depot are coming to a close. We are ongoing with our household garbage and recycling collection. The lawn repairs are underway. I noticed a lot of the patches have received soil, and some of the sods are being installed. Our asphalt repairs are ongoing, as well as our curb and gutter repairs, and our street sweepers have been out. In the area of parks, our accessible planters bills are completed, so we have 13. Our sport field maintenance is ongoing with respect to the fields and the grass and all this sort of stuff. Our nets are up for all of our sporting fields. Graffiti removal is ongoing. We do have a new temporary horticulturalist hired, so that'll certainly enhance the beautification of our city with all of our beds and our flowers and trees. Hanging baskets and planters will go out late in June. My wife is following this carefully because of all the frosts that are coming in, so she's always moving her tomato plants and the like in and out of the house when they call for frost. So late June is when we'll see those, and they're always a nice addition to the city. And of course, our litter cleanup is ongoing. With respect to our utilities maintenance, our maintenance and repairs are ongoing. We have a leak detection ongoing in the Richard Nolan Drive area, and our catch basin and storm sewer, our jetting services are continuing as well. And Mayor, that's it for our committee report. I thank you.
Thank you very much. The Recreation Community Safety Committee report, and Councillor Lane, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm going to take the first one and then I'll hand it over to my colleague, Councillor Antle. So the first thing in our report is the upcoming registration dates for the summer 2022 programs, the aquatic lessons and registered fitness classes. So swimming lesson registration will take place on Monday, June 20th, online only at 5 p.m. for Mount Pearl residents, and then on Wednesday, June 22nd for non-residents. The lessons will commence early July. Registered fitness classes, which are offered during the summer months, will have registration taking place online only at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, June 21st for Mount Pearl residents and Thursday, June 23rd for non-residents. All information will be posted on the city's website.
Thank you very much. Then over to your colleague, Councillor Antle, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a couple of things for me. And the first one is on a trial basis starting this summer, starting in July, we're going to be starting a sensory friendly swimming. And this is going to happen each Sunday in July, starting from 1 o'clock to 2:20. And this is just a trial basis to see how it works out. But you know, some people in our city are really interested in a sensory friendly swim time. These are a swimming experience for swimmers of all ages, whereby the lights will be dimmed and all noise will be kept to a minimum. Both pools will be available during the swim time. However, there will be no use of the water slide or splash pad. Registration to reserve your swimming experience will take place on Monday, June the 20th, online only at 5 o'clock for Mount Pearl residents, and Wednesday, June 22nd for non-residents. No payment during registration, however. The recreational swim costs will be collected at the day of the swim by customer service. And this session will run from July 3rd to September the 4th, and hopefully it'll be a good experience. Also, on June the 3rd, June is Recreation Month. And you know, Mount Pearl is an outdoor city. Now, June is Recreation Month. Get up, get out, and get active. And you know, you can take a look on our trails at any time at all. You can see how much they're used. We have beautiful scenery. We have over 60 kilometers of walking trails. There are over 50 playgrounds throughout the city, and they're all linked to our scenic walking trails. The city is host to a great outdoor facilities for all your pleasure. All field and court locations are located on our website. So get out and enjoy it and have a great month. And that's everything for our committee, Your Worship.
That's good to hear. It's been a productive meeting. Certainly got a lot of work done. Thank you so much for everybody's attendance here today. We'll finish with the roundtable. Councillor Lane, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a couple of things from me. So first, I would like to send out congratulations to Mount Pearl Senior High students, Eric Golding and Gavin Hall, who placed first and second in the provincial MUN London Math Contest. I never cease to be amazed by the youth here in Mount Pearl. So much talent. And secondly, I'd also like to extend congratulations to the Mount Pearl's own Jennifer Mackey on being selected as the 2022 Newfoundland and Labrador Rose of Tralee. So that's amazing. So congratulations, Jennifer. And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Locke, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I have several here. The first I want to mention, I know Councillor Lane, I think mentioned this at our last meeting, the robotics team at Mount Pearl Senior High. I just want to update that they are leaving Monday, coming Monday, to head to Long Beach, California, to compete in an international competition. Councillor Lane just mentioned about the abilities and the strengths of our youth here, and this team is going down to compete. They won at the local competition, and they finished tops in every category in this particular competition. So I just want to publicly acknowledge them and wish them all the best as they head down. I think it's an 8-day activity, and I did get a chance to see they build an underwater robotic device. And they were out, they have a little pool at the city, like a tank that they learn to remotely operate it, but they then went out to the Marine Institute because they have a deeper pool. And I did attend one of the competitions a couple of years back, and it's neat to see they're given all these tasks that they're real life tasks, like if they're underwater and they got to attend, for example, to a subsea oil well or something like this. So, I mean, they're under the clock, they're timed, and it's amazing to see the work they do. So speaking with Mr. Paul King, he's one of the teacher sponsors there. He said today he thinks, he's been doing this for many years now, that this team has a real shot at hitting it big down there. So I know some years back, one of the Mount Pearl teams did finish first in the competition. So it looks very, very good for this team as well. So I want to again extend congratulations and best of luck to the team as they go to represent not only our city and our province, but our country
as
down
well.
at this competition.
Yeah.
So it's a huge honor, and we're certainly proud of them. I just want to acknowledge, I mentioned about the cleanup here around the city. We did have the kickoff for the 20-minute makeover last Saturday, and we met at the Powers Pond boathouse up there. And I just want to send out thanks to the Lions. They came out, and we had a smaller crew than anticipated this year. But that's okay, because this was the kickoff, and the cleanup continues throughout the summer. And if any group, sporting group or community group or neighborhood group wants to do cleanup in their area, we'll certainly provide them with the garbage bags or gloves. We were able to pick up about 30 bags of garbage in the 2.5 hours that we were out. So again, we had members for the Lions there, which was nice. And I also want to send out a thank you to our friends at Sobeys, because they also provided a lunch for the volunteers afterwards up at the boathouse. And of course, I want to thank and congratulate Miss Rosie Stead with our city and her 2 summer students. They were there as well to coordinate. So it was a nice job, and it was pleasant to see that there wasn't as much garbage as past years. So these annual events are certainly, because we like to get into deeper woods where they're tangled over the years. So it was worthwhile. And I was telling Councillor Antle, we did the trailway between Commonwealth and Park Avenue along Steady Waters down there. And the hundreds of people that went by was remarkable. But they many acknowledged and thanked the volunteers for their work, and some stopped and asked if they could continue this. So it's good to see. Also, I had the opportunity, Your Worship, Friday night past, to attend the closing dinner and dance for the Seniors Independence, and several hundred there. They had another successful season, and Director Collins was at the table, and some of the seniors said, they're sad to see this because they're so active all year, and then the summer months they peter off. But Director Collins has said he got something in the works that they may have some activities other than their 2 bus trips that they go on, one in July and one in August. So we may have some other opportunities for us.
And there'll be a City Days event too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Associated with the Seniors Independence
They
Group.
look forward to the.
But I know where some
afternoon
people are coming from. They're not necessarily taking the summer off, you know what I mean? It's not like many of these people still actively work for a living. So therefore, some of them do have other routines in the summer, but it's nice to see that the director and the department is looking at keeping our citizens, our residents that are seniors, engaged over the summer months. So,
especially
well done. Yeah.
when the weather is nice and they're able to get out a little bit more. So it's good. The other item here for me, Your Worship, is June 12th to the 18th is the National Public Service Week. This was created in 1992. And the week's objective is to recognize all public service employees and the work they do. So our city is no exception, and we acknowledge and appreciate the work of our public service team members all year. We do have some activities planned for this week, so we encourage our employees to get out and participate in the events planned as a way to thank our workers for their service. And the last for me, Your Worship, has to do with our tourism operator session that we're hosting tomorrow. The city, in partnership with the Provincial Department of Tourism, Culture, Arts and Recreation, is hosting a tourism operator session from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. here in the city. It will bring together tourism operators, businesses, destination management organizations, hospitality and recreation entertainment organizations, property owners, and
There you go.
investors for a morning of presentations and networking sessions to discuss tourism development opportunities in Mount Pearl. And Mount Pearl has so much to offer, and this is going to be a great session. We're looking forward to bringing these groups together to see what ideas that they certainly can generate. And that is it for me, Your Worship. I thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, looking forward to that session. I think there's a number of government officials going to be there, plus businesses from within the city and afar. I think our economic development team is going to be there, and I think some members of council will be there. I'll be there tomorrow morning around 9 to bring greetings. Then I'm going to perhaps bow it a little bit and let the people with the expertise do all the work, right? So good luck to everybody involved, and hopefully it's the beginning of something new here in the city of Mount Pearl. Councillor Antle.
I'll be nice and quick tonight, Your Honor, because Your Worship, I'm sorry. I'm a little raspy here, so I'll keep it nice and quick. First off, I'd like to thank, we have a local business here in Mount Pearl, a Landwash Brewery. And just last week or just a couple of weeks ago, it was a good news story. Fitz, it was not a good news story for Fitz. Fitz beer store out on Tops Road closed a few last year. And most people around Mount Pearl would all know Fitz store for sure. And last year, they decided they had their sign and decided to put up in public auction to see how much money you can get and donate it all to the Cancer Society. And Landwash Brewery here in Mount Pearl, they bid on it, and they bid up to, I think it was $7,500. So that sign is going to stay in Fitz's as a landmark, I think. And Fitz's sign is going to go in Landwash Brewery, and the $7,500 in turn was donated to the Cancer Society. So it's great to see a nice Mount Pearl business supporting wherever they can. And congratulations to Landwash. Maybe we should have a little note to say congratulations. And that's it for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know the city clerk is writing that down as we speak. Thank you, Councillor Antle. Councillor Rice, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. A few things from me there. Number one, the first on my item there, I got about 4 items there to comment on. Just last week on June the 8th, I had the pleasure and honor of attending St. Peter's Junior High and the unveiling of their Pride mural designed by student Cy Cody. This beautiful mural now is on display in the foyer of our school, and it's also on our city website. Anybody wants to go in and view the mural, it's a phenomenal job. I mean, they put together eclipsing, I guess, all the people, different races and what it represents, and all the students did it, and it was phenomenal. So basically, it celebrates inclusion, diversity, and support for the LGBTQ2S1A+. And basically, I mean, a lot of kids, I guess, and adults have been suffering since COVID. And it really, I guess, represents what the whole city of Mount Pearl is all about, inclusion for everybody. So I was really pleased and honored that to celebrate with them up there on that. Myself and Brandon Mullins attended that, and we were there for a couple of hours, and it was really nice. Next one, just want to say, on our city website is a list of all of our upcoming events within the city for this summer and fall. There's lots of events happening. And one of the main ones I'll comment on is Canada Day celebrations, which is always done so well here in the city by our city staff, getting everything ready for Canada Day. The Fables will be playing this year at St. David's Field. So we're certainly looking forward to that. And also, just want to make a comment. As you see the list from our planning, engineering, and development, we had quite a list there for this public council. I just want to make a comment and have it stated about our construction zones around the city. I mean, we have our signs up, we have our flags, people out there, if it's a city worker or if it's a construction company, whatever it is. I mean, I want the people to be careful driving around the city. We see lots of people not obeying our signs and our flags, people, and speeding. You know, if you're out and about and you're driving around and you don't want to have the hassle of waiting, I recommend you take another route around the city. But I just want to say, you know, I really want to make sure our city staff and our contractors looked after, and we don't have any incidents this summer. So it's so important to watch your speed and the cautions with signs and stuff like that. So that's it for me, Your Worship.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of potential congestion this coming summer, with Park being done, Smallwood being done, the upper part anyway. 2 bridges are think our schedule will be done on much more paving that will begin later on in the year. So well said. Please, Councillor Locke.
I know you have concluding remarks here, Your Worship. It just hit me now. I was talking about the robotics team going to Long Beach. And I mentioned the teacher sponsor, Mr. Paul King,
Mhm.
but I failed to mention the other teacher that's also a sponsor of this, and that's Miss Maggie Hislop. And she's our industrial arts teacher and residential construction. So she and Mr. King have put in literally hundreds of hours into this team. So I didn't want to go out unnoticed that she too has played a vital role in this particular competition. So thank you for that, Your Worship.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. And I want to thank everybody for their attendance here today. I'd like to acknowledge many of our staff who are here joining us for the council meeting today. Good to see everybody. And our meeting has gone pretty quickly and it's coming to an end. So I'm going to call for a motion now to adjourn the meeting, and moved by Councillor Rice and seconded by Councillor Locke. All in favor?
Aye.
And we are adjourned. Thank